Aquarius. Let's see what your oracle message is. You have breathed through the tension in reverse, Scorpio energy. Okay, so you're avoiding the elephant in the room here. I feel like you're avoiding something because you don't want to have a conversation. You don't want to talk about it. It's just going to get bigger. So it's just going to get bigger, Aquarius. You should definitely, you know, you avoiding it is not a good idea. You have focus on the positive in reverse, Sagittarius energy. I feel like you're only focusing on the negatives, which is why, you know, but you're, like I said, it's not going to work out. It's just not a good idea. Some of you guys are about to enter like this like dark, cloudy energy because you're just like accepting whatever. You have practice gratitude, Sagittarius energy. It could always be worse. Some of you guys need to be a little more grateful. Some of you guys are like, well, I don't want to do this unless it's 100% clear, unless I have a runway and I have the camera and the paparazzi outside and I have to have the tuxedo and I have to have the blue thing. Like if that's realistic, Aquarius. If you ask anybody, how did you get out? How did you get out of that crazy situation? They're not going to say by avoiding the elephant in the room. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say by just avoiding it and waiting for things to calm down. They're going to tell you, I took action. They're going to tell you, I had to make sacrifices. I had to make compromises. They're going to tell you, I had to deal with some cuts and some bruises. But I made it. And I'm so grateful I made it, because it could have turned out way worse if I would have just stayed and pretended nothing is happening. A lot of you guys are allowing this to happen and you're complaining that it's not easy to get out of, but you're not, no, this is only for those of you, if you know this is resonating. It's a tough situation, but you want it to be easy for you to get out of this tough situation. It's like you're like the universe, you owe me one. That's not how it goes. Once you have the courage and the strength to go up to your freaking captive and freaking, while they're sleeping, freaking get the key and unshackle yourself, then guess what? The universe comes in. And that's when they're like, we're gonna support you. We're gonna make sure that this person does not hear you, does not wake up, and you're gonna be able to leave the house. But you have to have courage first. The universe is not gonna magically make it possible for you to walk up to your captive's freaking room and then they just die in their sleep. Like some of y'all are showing me it's impossible. No, it is. But how much do you value your life? How much do you value your freedom? Is my question. I have been in situations where I had no choice. My freedom was taken away from me, and guess what the freak I did? I had to fight, and that was at 13 years old. That was at 13 years old, and I had to fight my way out of that by myself. So I'm telling you, Aquarius, it's possible. Was I scared? Absolutely. Of course I was scared. I've had to do it after that too. But the biggest moment was in that moment. And that's why I'm telling you this. I don't know. I'm being guided to tell you that, to open up to you a little bit, Aquarius. Maybe give you some type of confidence. Because no matter how crazy the situation is, no matter how unfair you think you are, it could always be worse. Doesn't matter. And that's what you're not realizing. You're one captive, you could have 4 of them. You could have a whole army of the captives. You only have one. You could be in a situation where you can't even walk around. And you can walk around. You have that ability to walk around. You have the ability to sit there and make a freaking plan and do it. But some of y'all are not doing that. And then you complain to the universe that you're in a situation. Move. Do something. The universe is not going to save you. But they will support you once you take action.